Are you a cat lover who loves the idea of owning your own cat cafe? Then this is the podcast for you. Join me, Angeli Rodriguez, owner of the Woody Whisker Cat Cafe and author of the book Drinks and Whiskers, as I walk you through my tips and tricks to help you open a successful cat cafe. Are you ready? Let's do this. Hi, everyone, and welcome to the Drinks and Whiskers podcast, the place to be to get the inside scoop on what it's like to open and run a successful cat cafe. I'm your host, Angeli Rodriguez, and I'm so excited to introduce today's guest on the podcast, Beth Lambert.
Hello.
Hello. Beth is a former educator with a fascination for adult learning theory and research in neuroscience and psychology as they relate to individual success and organizational change. He has combined them with a passion for helping pet care industry pros leverage the power of interactive media to help them recruit and keep the perfect clients and staff who align with their values. So welcome to the show, Beth, and thank you so much for being here today.
Thank you. I'm thrilled to be here.
So how did you get started in this business that you have? And if you could tell us a little bit more about it, we'd
Yes,
love to
well,
hear.
this is a great story. I'm glad you asked. So I was a classroom teacher forever. And the pandemic hit, and it wasn't so much fun anymore. And I'd been teaching in the classroom for over 30 years, elementary level, and the magic just dried up during the pandemic. And so I knew I needed to make a career shift and I wanted to stay with technology. And so I started studying instructional design and I was having trouble choosing a niche, So while I was still doing my coursework and upskilling, it was in 2022 and somebody had posted, it was around Christmas, someone had posted a logo for an organization called Not One More Vet on her Facebook page. And I didn't know what it was. So I looked into it. And I was just thunderstruck to discover that veterinarians are 5 to 6 times more likely to contemplate suicide than the general population.
Oh.
And right, this is it. I've relied on my veterinarians for decades, and I had no idea. And it's because they have mountains of student loan debt. They don't get paid like a doctor does, but like a human doctor, but they still go, they are doctors. They have to go through all the medical training and school. They're short-staffed, the compassion fatigue, and then you got your angry clients. And now today, what I didn't even think about, cyberbullying.
Who would cyberbully their vet?
Yeah.
I've never even heard, that doesn't even occur to me,
Yeah, it's
That's horrible.
yes.
Oh.
So I decided I want to help. And so I did a little more research, and the following month in January, VMX was being held, the Veterinary Meeting and Expo, which is the largest veterinary conference in the world. And it was 8,000 people in Orlando. So I went. And for 4 days, I sat and listened. And I went to all the marketing sessions and several other sessions. And in one of those sessions, Dr. Adam Chrisman. So if you don't follow him, everyone needs to follow him. He's hilarious and also shares so much important information. But he was telling everybody, a room of hundreds of people who run clinics, and said, if you run a clinic, you need video. And their eyes all went like this, like, I don't have time. I don't know how. I was like, oh, I can help you with that. And that's exactly where it was born.
Awesome.
So yes. And was Tabitha Kucera on your show?
Yes, she was.
She was sitting next to me that day.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, great.
I don't think she remembers me, but we were sitting next to each other. I think it was in a fear-free seminar, and I was deciding between two names. It was going to be Furball or Fuzzy Face Media, and she helped me choose Fuzzy Face.
That's great. That's great. So you help veterinarians and other pet care professionals make videos, right? Videos to help them with their social media and their commercials and things.
All of it. Yes. Yeah. So initially it was just going to be custom video. I do filming with them if they live in the Chicago area where I live, or they send me their media and I supplement with high quality stock photos and video to supplement all that. And then other people wanted to know how to make their own video. They've got more time than money.
Hmm. Hmm.
So I started offering courses. And
Oh.
that was so much fun. Just having people come in and teach them how to do this. And because
Hmm.
I'm so overwhelmed by the technology. And I forget that I'm not the one who's saying, I don't know how to do it, that there are people who are still not as skilled as I am. And so they wanted to know how to, and so now I do both. So I've got
Okay.
a whole continuum of services. Either I can teach you how to DIY, or if you want me to take it off your plate completely, let me know and we can make your
That
brand
sounds great.
anthem, make your promo video, whatever it is.
That sounds wonderful. So, what do you find most exciting about your business?
Oh, wow. I have met the most amazing people. And it's just breathtaking. There's a woman that I met who because of and it's almost all because of one special animal.
Oh,
She for the first she was a cat person all the time, and then she married, and he was like, no, we have to have a dog, we have to have a dog, and she finally gave in. And then
oh,
their second dog, a rescue, was reactive, which they
mm,
didn't find out until later. And so she worked on training and training and training, and then she started getting certified in different
mm-hmm.
areas. And so now she does pop-up enrichment centers and react and courses for reactive dogs. Um,
Okay.
and then there's an organization in Texas called Dogs Life,
Mm-hmm.
which applies funding for families in Texas whose dogs have cancer and they don't have the
Oh,
money to provide treatment.
oh,
And it's
wow.
because the founder's dog had cancer. And
Oh,
so I got to interview the recipients, and one of them was a senior citizen, and she was diagnosed with cancer the
yeah.
same day her dog was diagnosed with cancer.
Oh
And
my
so,
goodness.
right, and the treatment was going to be $15,000 between the two of them. And
Oh,
so they were cancer buddies together.
oh my
And
goodness.
so people are doing amazing things, and it it really it, it brings my faith back in humanity.
Oh,
It's just
yeah.
there are really good people out there taking care of each other and taking care of animals.
That's beautiful. I love
Yeah.
that. That's such a beautiful statement. What's the most important lesson that you have learned in your business so far?
Oh, it's mindset.
Hmm.
Absolutely. Having that growth mindset. If something doesn't work, then thinking, all right, what else can I try? You're not going to give
Right.
up. Okay, that didn't work. Whether it's something, a glitch with the computer, all right, that didn't work. What else can I try? I don't have an IT team. I am
Yeah.
the IT team. Let me try something else. Or you've got a launch that didn't work. Okay, what
Hmm.
else can I try? And then also having that grit and that resilience. The launch flopped. It's over.
Hmm.
Okay, I've got to get back up and I've got to get back to work tomorrow morning.
Yeah.
Um, and just to have that ability to move right on. And so that can be
Hmm.
really hard that if, something flops and I just want to lay down and hide for a week or two. No, I can't because this is my work. This is my
That's
business.
right. Yeah, yeah. And you have like a bunch of people depending on you. You have your staff, you have your animals, you have your family, you have everybody's depending on you. So yeah, you have to kind of be resilient, right?
Ah,
Like really have that
absolutely.
resilience. That's excellent advice there. Um, what is your advice for those interested in starting a cat cafe?
Ooh, I would say talk about it first. Start
Yeah.
getting the buzz out
Mm.
and start know when you're launching and start the launch early. So
Okay.
start the buzz going, get your social media up, start building that email list
Hmm.
a couple months ahead of time if you can.
Hmm.
Maybe even before you have your space. We've got someone who's starting Zoomies here in Chicago. They don't even have a space yet, but they've
Hmm.
got their email list going. So she's out and about walking dogs and she's got her logo jacket on,
I love
and
it.
people are asking questions. She's holding pop-ups, and so people are talking, and
Hmm.
so they can start doing things like that. Get people on the email list. Start sending out just informational stuff about cats, and
Hmm.
so that people enjoy your content. You're not asking for money, but
Right.
they know that you're sharing value. Your
Hmm.
social media can be, fun entertainment. They're getting to know you. They know your personality. And so that when you do open, they're like, Oh, I'm definitely in. I know this person. And make
Yes.
that when you're on your social media, you are on camera because people want to connect. And when you're
Mm,
on camera, people get to hear your voice, they get to see your energy. And when they connect like this, they feel like they know you. And so that's when they come into your cafe, they're going to feel like they're already your friend.
mhm.
And so that is also going to be a big draw.
That is wonderful advice. It's something that uh, m me personally, I do not like being in front of the camera.
Mhm.
And that's, I think, something that you could help somebody with, right? Because then you
Absolutely.
could help kind of plan, okay, what do you want to say, right? Like say
Mhm.
somebody is opening up a new cat cafe, right? And they're not really sure how to do that
Yeah.
initial launch thing. Like how would you help somebody um, who's came to you with that situation?
Well, first of all, we decide, where are we starting with the launch? Okay, so this is
Yeah,
going to be your plan for content.
yeah.
And just kind of build that out and
Hmm.
look at, what first we're going to start with, if you're nervous about being on camera, we're going to get you on camera slowly.
Hmm.
And then we're going to get you on camera a little bit more. And
Hmm.
then also making sure you've got those educational pieces that are going in. So
Hmm.
it's a nice balance. And then trying to make sure that you also have opportunities for your followers to interact with you as well. And making sure
Oh,
this is important. If you're opening a cat cafe, every time you're posting, I want you to geotag because when people are searching, it's going to be, and they're searching, and I know it's happening to me every time I'm searching on Google, Instagram
yeah.
posts are popping up. So geotag, this is very
Okay.
important today.
Can you tell us more about what geotagging is? Because I've heard of it, but I'm not really quite sure what that
Yep. So
means.
when you're posting, you're making your post and you can say where you're at, just put
Hmm.
in your city, your neighborhood, whatever it is, so that people know
Oh,
where you are, because
okay.
that's going to help you bump up in in the search results. Also, if
Hmm.
you have a website, and you should,
Hmm.
you have that website, put video on it
Okay.
because that's going to rank you higher on the searches as well because Google loves video. Google owns YouTube and they want video. So they're going to bump you up higher on those search results if you have video.
Okay. That's amazing. Thank you so much for sharing that
Yeah,
information.
absolutely.
So how would if anybody is interested in contacting you, how would they be able to do that?
They can either reach out to me directly at Beth at fuzzyfacemedia.com or on Instagram. It's fuzzyface.media is my
Okay.
Instagram handle.
That's amazing. Well, thank you so much for sharing all of that wonderful insight. I know that our listeners sometimes, at least I've gotten some questions in the past from some people who are like, oh my gosh, I don't even know where to start on social media. So
Mhm.
this is super helpful. And thank you so much for sharing everything. And I really, really appreciate your time. So thank you so
It's
much
been
for being
really
on the
fun.
show.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for listening to today's episode of the Drinks and Whiskers podcast. If you enjoyed it, please take a moment to like this episode, subscribe, and leave an honest review. If you want more information, you can purchase the Drinks and Whiskers book right now on Amazon.com, or you can reach me at Angeli@wittywhisker.com. Now it's time to get out there and start your cat cafe dreams. How will you warm hearts with a drink and a whisker?